Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at race number 9 at Gulfstream Park on a stakes-filled Saturday card. Here's the field for the Harlan's Holiday. It's a grade 3 going a mile and a 16th on the main track, carded as race number 9. We have got a Queen's Plate and a Prince of Wales winner in the race, the number 1 Mighty Heart. Not only does that mean he won 2/3 of the Canadian Triple Crown in 2020, but it shows that he's good on synthetic and he's good on dirt.
Yeah, he does seem like one of those sort of rare horses who can run his good race on either of those two surfaces. He's coming off a grade 2 win last time where he got loose. I don't think he's getting loose in here, Dan, but man, there's not a ton of pace in here. He's going to be up close.
Arguably, the only other speed is right next door, the number 2 Blue Steel, who's taking a step up in class. It'll be interesting to see how John Velasquez, who will be riding Mighty Heart for the first time, plays the break. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Blue Steel has speed. I have a feeling you gotta go with Blue Steel. Isn't that his only chance of winning, taking a huge step up after winning the Claiming Crown Iron Horse? Mighty Heart is probably slightly better on the lead, but it's not like he can't rate and finish. He did do that on dirt in the Prince of Wales.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what he's going to have to do. I still think, this is a horse I think maybe you could argue that he's just at his absolute best when he can control. But it still feels like it's going to be a good trip for him if he can just get out of the gate well from his inside post and sit right up close, even if that means you have to sit off a Blue Steel for a while in this race. I still think that's a great trip for this horse.
Let's watch his victory in the Grade 2 Autumn last time out over former Belmont Stakes winner Sir Winston, who would bounce out of this race to win his very next start. And Mighty Heart got very confident on the early lead. He didn't have to go very fast, and he sprints on home to hold off a game Sir Winston. 91 Beyer speed figure. He's capable of running faster than that. And again, his tactical speed makes him dangerous. He's a very logical contender in this race.
Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense in here. He's supposed to be forward in here. They may not be going that fast on the lead. You don't have to worry about the surface switch for him. He's good on synthetic. He's good on dirt. Just a really nice horse.
And while Blue Steel has a lot to prove, how can you knock a horse that's won his last 5 starts on dirt, including that Claiming Crown race? The race will show you right now his second start off of summer vacation. These connections have done a fine job with Blue Steel, and Blue Steel pushed the pace early. He kind of broke the race open at just the right time on the turn, and he's going to hold sway here at a mile and a 16th. Now, the Iron Horse is more for those low-level claimers, not like the Jewel for the 50,000 or so claimers. So this is a pretty big step up, but boy, his confidence should be sky high.
Yeah, he's been sort of steadily rising in class, and he keeps showing himself to be up for the challenge. His overall form is fine, Dan. This is a really tough spot for him.
Now, a horse that's going to hope that maybe the 1 and the 2 hook up is the 3. That's 20 Twice, who reeled off a couple of wins in a row to finish off his 2020 campaign. It took him a long time to get back to the races. And while he earned a 90 Beyer 2 starts back, Mike, that was just kind of one of those blanket finishes where I thought he was clunking along late. He needs to improve.
Yeah, I felt the same way about him. I don't necessarily like any of his races. I mean, listen, he's still, relatively lightly raced as a 4-year-old. And so I guess you could hold out some hope for improvement with this horse. And you can't say that about pretty much anybody else in the field. I couldn't talk myself into him, but I guess it'll be a good price.
I'm a big fan of the number 4 Eye of a Jedi, who was second in this race last year, ended up winning the Grade 3 Ghost Sapper over the spring, and then went to the layoff. He's come back. He's run okay in his 3 starts, certainly not to the level of the graded stakes races earlier in the year, but he has back races and some tactical speed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was an interesting horse in this race. I'm like you. I don't necessarily like any of his 3 starts since they've come back from the layoff, but he's got plenty of other races that would make him really tough in here, Dan. I got to believe that 8-1 is a pretty fair price on it.
South Bend's been a very useful horse, first for Stanley Huff, now for Bill Mott. I thought actually Jose Ortiz gave him a great ride in the Travers in 2020, where he saved ground at the back, did everything he could to get a piece of the pie, and he finished a well-beaten 4th behind Tiz the Law. He's coming off a victory going a 1-turn mile at Churchill last time out. This is a horse who can be a little bit of an in-and-outer. I wonder if he's pace-dependent.
He is. I mean, to me anyway, he's a horse. Not only does he really want some pace to run at, I also have always felt like he might be a little bit better going shorter, like those 1-turn miles in his last 2 starts. I'm still kind of a fan of his. I actually feel like he could be a little bit underrated. But man, I don't know if this race sets up that well for him.
Fearless, the number 6 for Rapoli Stable and Todd Pletcher, to me has been an enigma wrapped in a riddle. He won his first 2 starts at Gulfstream, showing excellent early speed, and then all of a sudden his speed completely disappeared, and he became a 1-run closer almost overnight. And then after finishing 6th in the 2020 Stephen Foster, he disappeared and he came back, and lo and behold, the tactical speed was there. His last race, the race we'll show you right now, was his first start since Preakness weekend, and maybe he was just a little bit short. Perhaps he's supposed to beat Girolamo's attack, especially considering that Pletcher excels off of layoffs, but I wonder if maybe Fearless wants actually a little bit more ground. He ran well in the Pimlico Special 2-back, where he was very wide over an inside speed favoring track.
Yeah, I listen. I guess in some ways he's the horse to beat. I've never liked him as much as you have liked him. I hear what you're saying about his last race. I still think that's a race he's just supposed to win. It's Pletcher off of a layoff at Gulfstream Park, where he can do no wrong, and it feels like we're getting the Pletcher of old right now. Everything he puts out there is running. I don't like his last race. I guess he's the horse to beat then. I don't want to bet him at a short price.
It's certainly a good point. Pletcher off layoffs. We saw that earlier this week in one of our races of the days. Horse coming off a 1.5-year layoff. He won like breaking sticks at even money. Let's take a look at our top pick for the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday. Mighty Heart's also likely. Not only does he have a little bit more recency, he's got more races this year than Fearless, but he's got to get the jump on Fearless turning for home, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, of the 2 favorites, I just kind of preferred Mighty Heart. I guess we'll see how that plays out. The only other horse I could really get to, Dan, was Eye of a Jedi. I don't know if he's really going to be 8-1. I guess if he was that price, maybe he's the horse you want to take a little bit of a shot with. I put Mighty Heart on top.
I'm going to go with Fearless myself. Gonna hope that maybe he did need that last race. He does have some back races that I thought were very good against some good competition, the Silver States of the world and Express Trains. 1564 for Mike, 6415 for me. The Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday, nice card at Gulfstream on Saturday. Play it with your DRF Bets account.